What's going on, my friends? I hope you're well. Trying to do some videos in real time. I've just been uploading videos from the cruise. I still have a couple more that are going to be uploading, and the cruise videos will be done. Hopefully, if you've never cruised before, you're enjoying them, and if you have, you're probably going, I didn't know that. Or you're going, yeah, I get it. It's a cruise. We've been on it. Be it that it may, I like documenting my travels the best I can. I'm not the greatest at YouTube, and I don't claim to be honest. I really don't. But, yeah, I enjoy doing it. It's not my sole focus. And I've said a long time ago, several times, my focus is not on editing and doing all that stuff. I mean, I'm the turn on the camera and talk kind of guy, and that's okay. You know, worried about all these lenses and these cameras and all these angles, and like, my focus is I write music for film and TV. That's my focus. And I think in time what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to set a toolkit of music aside and write some stuff, you know, to put a little music in my videos maybe. Because, I mean, I'll put it in the editor and I'll edit different clips of video, as you can tell, and put captions in and get the audio right. I know the audio and stuff best, you know, for the camera, I can do the best I can. I mean, I can't, you know, unless I have the right noise gate system and a filter and a microphone for wind noise and stuff. I mean, it's just some things your camera, you know, unless you have the right equipment, the camera's, you know, going to do what it's going to do. Overall, for your iPhone, not doing a bad job. And what gets me the most is I bought this damn GoPro camera a long time ago, and I haven't used the damn thing, and I knew I wouldn't. It frustrates me, so I don't know, I'm stuck with a GoPro camera, but it's not bad. But however, I do know what I need to do when I'm using it, because, man, the worst thing about a GoPro camera is it eats the batteries so much. It's horrible. The batteries on those cameras are the worst. If you're looking at buying a GoPro camera, you better get a couple of them. But what I would do is get you a lithium charge brick, a small one like my Anchor, and plug it into it, let it be charging while you're videoing, because you're not going to get much time on that battery to video. It'll eat that battery up unless you're in a power source or something that's plugged in. Just telling you, folks, it's just not going to happen. So, but other than that, I've been doing well. I've been with things on my mind that I want to do. What's my next adventure? What do I want to do? I've been contemplating things, sitting down, you know, thinking what my next cruise may be eventually. I'm looking at a 7-dayer in Alaska in June, which I think is cool. It's all the good, like, you know, Skagway and Juneau, and I think it's Sketchiton. I can't pronounce it, but a lot of the glaciers tour the train through Skagway, and a lot of the really beautiful areas of Alaska. I think it'd be kind of cool. So I think when I see Alaska, I think I'm gonna hit the cruise first. One day I may drive the backside of it. I think it would be cool. It's a different part of Alaska. It'd be really cool to do. But that's a trip you really have to prepare for if you're going to drive that Alcan Pass in Alaska. Some of you may have done it. Some of you have seen videos about it or are aware of it. Prepare yourself for that one, because that's a 48-hour drive. My sister lives outside of Spokane, Washington. It's 48 hours of driving from her house to Fairbanks, Alaska. So once you get into Canada and you get to, I think you have to go through that Dawson's Creek area, and then it goes across, and then you hit that Alcan. I think that's the area. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're looking at probably 40 hours, if I were to guess, of driving. 38 to 40 hours, a few days of driving, unless you really take your time. It's going to be more than 3. But I think the cruise might be and, you know, it's just one of those things. Hawaii was great. I'll talk about more of that later. I don't want to give y'all the wrong idea that I didn't like it. I loved it. It was beautiful, but I'll talk about that more later. One thing that's been on my mind, and I'm going to tell you something very cool here, is that if you were into van life, I built my van, you saw that series where I built it, watch the video I talk about insurance, which is very serious, it's very true, but since I did that video a few years ago, a lot of cool things have come along with insurance on these vans. There's a company now, there's a few of them depending on what you did, but the one that will do it on self DIY build vans, and small vans that aren't really a full build, but they require you at least have your bed and a refrigerator in it, is a company called Ronely. And Ronely does DIY van builds now, and you can get the contents insurance, your liability, and everything, states like car insurance. And it is priced very well, very affordable from what I understand. So we are, I'm on my mind looking at ProMasters again. I might build another one, but I think I'm going to do it differently. I haven't decided. If I could do it where I got modules, I could take it out and I could use the van for maybe doing cargo deliveries and then put the modules in and have the RV and have it convertible. I think that would be so cool. Problem is where do we put those when I'm not using them? Because one's a bed and there's cabinets, like a sink module, and then your fridge. And, the fridge different size fridges for different uses. I'd have a smaller fridge if I were doing cargo deliveries in my power pack, doing it all in one. But I just kind of map it out and see. Things I would do differently than my last build, I think. And as for my air conditioning, I've got ideas of what I would do. What I would give anything to do to find out is there's a company called Embassy RV, Embassy Vans. They build their vans, and they don't use your max air fan on the roof. They use a cross vent system that goes in one side of the van and out the other for the back and the front of the van. And it's so cool. And it's a 12-volt fan that uses even less power than a max air fan to a certain degree. I want to know how they do that and how I can get that put into a van that I build. I think that would be so cool. Because you don't have that fan that's obvious on the roof. It's less holes. You're cutting in the roof. And I've looked up the vent covers. I've seen those. Because you see them on ambulances. If you look at those little silver vent covers, and then you got a little grid up under it, and it goes downward so water doesn't go in it. It's really cool. But there's it's not a computer fan. It's bigger than a computer, but it's like a computer fan. And it really, when you put it in the inside wall of the van, and it comes in through, and your insulation's around it, and it really cross vents your vehicle. It's so cool how it works because it's really the proper way on doing it. Trying to get your cross ventilation across your bed or across the van, and it circulates the air. So if not, there's a way to do things, folks. I'm not too worried about it. I'll figure it out. But I just been thinking about those things that it may, instead of me looking, as I was looking at these Class B RVs, and it's insane the cost of those things for what? If you want to, that's great. But the cost of a new ProMaster 159 wheelbase is, what, $48,000 now? And the new technology in them is amazing. They're really, I was looking at some of them the other night, how they drive. A lot of the technology, your lane assist and your speed adjustment assist, when it sees a sign, it slows your vehicle down. It's really cool. Crosswind detection. It's supposed to have the new transmissions because Ram basically the Ram ProMaster's a Fiat. They had transmission issues. I never had issues with mine, and then I sold it. And the couple that bought it, their first night in the van was in the parking lot of a Ram dealership. They had to replace the transmission module. There's a control module on it. And mind you, the transmissions in these vehicles, especially those, are not like they used to be, this big honking huge transmission. They're small modules now. They're different because it's mostly computerized, and the torque is higher in some of these vehicles in a different way. Someone who's mechanically inclined, a mechanic or something that understands the technology better, can explain it better than me. But they just have had some issues with that, and there have been a few other things. But these are cargo vans. People use them. They put serious miles on them. Now, if you use it as an RV, you probably wouldn't need to put as many miles on it. But if you're doing both, working and making money with it and use it as an RV, you're going to put more miles on it. But we'll see. I may use that for that. I may not. We'll see. I can use it for smaller things. If I have to go on a long trip at a late night and it's not get me back to the next day, I can generally take that because I'm carrying something small, like a couple of surgical trays that fit on the floor of the RV and just go, And that'd be a cool thing. You say, well, I'm going to go pick that up and I'll take the trip and go get it or something. But it's generally a home on wheels. I've got a home on land and I'm looking for a home on wheels, so we'll see. Other than that, not to be babbling, I'm just getting on because I haven't done that in a while. I'm just getting on and babbling. Just talking about what my next adventure, next project I'm going to get myself into. And we'll see. We're thinking about it. We'll see. I think we may do another van build, another RV build. I think it'd be cool. I know just how I'm gonna insulate it and things I'm gonna do differently. Some of the things that I did first that I'm gonna do, not gonna do first. Some stuff I should have done first that I'm going to do first to make the build run smoother. So we're gonna figure that out if I decide to do this. So it's got to give it time, do my research some more, as if I haven't done enough already. Other than that, all is well. I'm just out and about. I'm going to go pick up some stuff from the Amazon locker and get a few things. I guess I'm going to Walmart. I hate going to Walmart on the weekends. God, especially this one I'm going to. I think it's one of the busiest Walmarts in the area. Probably, if not the. It's like a game getting the hell out of Walmart. You can master getting in and out of Walmart quick. You're better than me. So, just gonna go hang out and get out for the day a little bit. So anyway, I hope you guys are well. We'll see you on the next one. I'll keep you posted on what I decide to do. I know one thing. I got to get this house underpinned. Some stuff I need to do to it. I've been in the house a year now. So I'm going to paint my front door, do some cleaning and some maintenance, touch-up paint, caulking. Got to do that. And we've got to get the underside of that house done. So we'll get it in due time. That we will, my friends. Other than that, I hope you're well. And we'll see you on the next one. Be cool.